Hello, you are with me, the voice of ability for persons with disability. United Nations statistics estimate that over 600 million people live with disability globally, and over 400 million people live with disability in Africa. 40% of Africa's population are made up of people living with disability. 10 to 15% of school-age children in Africa live with disability. Ghana's population is over 32 million, and 8% are people living with disability. How does this impact on persons with disability in terms of policy formulation, marriage and family life, education, healthcare, employment, and so on? For those of us in the disability community, discrimination and stigmatization is the root cause of almost every challenge we face. However, success only comes to those who know how to overcome their challenges and not those who know how to avoid challenges. So join me, the voice of ability and for persons with disability, as I navigate my way through the riveting stories, the unbelievable experiences, and the life-transforming journeys of persons with disability on the Helping Hand TV show.
Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of the Helping Hand TV show, where we seek to throw the spotlight on the abilities of persons with disability. And like I say, you're welcome. Welcome to my world where disability is not inability. Special thanks to DV Unlimited Company Limited, FCC, Fire City Chapel, my proud sponsors, and special thanks to you for tuning in to your favorite show on TV. It's the Helping Hand TV show. We have an exciting edition for you. I'll go for a quick break. When I come back, I'll introduce you to my guest for today's exciting episode. Stay tuned.
We'll be right back.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, you are with me, the voice of ability on air for persons with disability, and today I want to introduce you to someone with so much ability. Some people call her the greatest friend, others call her the sweet companion, and others still call her the faithful worker. She is dependable, reliable, and adorable, and she's committed to lending you a helping hand anytime, anywhere. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome DV Cleaners.
DV Cleaners Alata Samana Shower Gels, DV Cleaners Aloe Vera Shower Gels, DV Cleaners Body Lotions, DV Cleaners Hair Shampoos, DV Cleaners Hair Conditioners, DV Cleaners Liquid Detergents, DV Cleaners Hand Wash, DV Cleaners Floor Cleaners, DV Cleaners Toilet Cleaners, DV Cleaners Cake Soaps, and now introducing DV Cleaners Hand Sanitizers. For bulk purchase, call us on +233 278 308 246 or +233 244 467 326. DV Cleaners, one of the topmost made in Ghana products. DV Cleaners, proudly Ghanaian.
And so remember that anytime you purchase any of the DV Cleaners range of products, you are lending a helping hand to a person with disability, and you are supporting H4P Organization's special advocacy for persons with disability. DV Cleaners!
Nature's finest touch!
Yeah, welcome back to the Helping Hand TV show. With me, the voice of ability on air for persons with disability. Today we have an interesting edition. We are starting a series to assess and analyze and scrutinize the state of disability issues in Ghana. If we want to progress the disability community, then what we have to do is to keep analyzing. We have to keep correcting our course. We have to find out what we are doing right, what we are doing wrong. We have to keep analyzing where we are going and how we are getting there. That is the reason, the purpose, the aim behind this set of series we are going to do on your favorite show, the Helping Hand TV show. We are going to be assessing the state of disability issues in Ghana. And we are going to talk to the stakeholders. We are going to talk to the major players. We are going to talk to the people who are at the grassroots. We are going to talk to people who are involved in driving this machinery, this community of the disability fraternity. Today, my guest is a well-known man. He's a chairman of the National Council on Persons with Disabilities, NCPD. Well, the Helping Hand team visited his office, and in talking to him, I allowed him to introduce himself to us and then give us a brief background of himself. So let's go straight to the offices of the National Council on Persons with Disabilities and talk to the chairman. Stay tuned.
I am Yao Fori Debra. Actually, I became part of the disability struggle at the time I was a student at Wenchi Secondary School in Bono region. I went to Wenchi Secondary School to pursue my secondary education up to sixth form level. It was at this point I realized that indeed government has opened opportunity for the blind and visually impaired students to move forward the academic ladder. But unfortunately, there were no adequate preparations to incorporate the blind and visually persons or students into the system. So there were no facilities in terms of library. When you go to the library, there was no braille section of the library. There were no talking books that would be accessible to us as students. And even the topography of the school, I mean, in terms of movements of blind people was not very, very good. So we realized that, in fact, before you could succeed as a blind student, you had to be very industrious. You have to be very determined before you could go through all the hurdles to come out of the walls of that school. So it just occurred to me that then blind students at that time had to begin a process of advocating for better learning conditions. So in the year 1984, I brought students together, I mean blind and partially sighted students together to form a union called Ghana Students Union of the Blind, GASOP. The idea was to use it as an instrument to fight or advocate for better teaching and learning conditions. So I led that movement. I initiated that movement and I led it. So it will interest you to know that we brought together students from secondary schools and students from the universities. Yeah. So that was how I started my activism as a person with disability. You may wonder how we were able to use this union to achieve our objective. I quite remember in the year 1987-88, I encouraged my friends that at that time we were at the University of Cape Coast and we were lodged in Atlantic Hall. So Atlantic Hall was about to celebrate their traditional week-long hall activities. And then we moved to lobby with the leadership that most of the blind students were in that hall. And we wanted them to make disability a theme for the celebration of the hall week. So they agreed with us, and then at the climax of it, they invited the then Deputy Minister for higher education. She was Honorable A.C. Sutherland Addy. So she came and indeed addressed the students. I mean, all students of Atlantic Hall, as well as other students from other halls who came to watch the proceedings. So questions upon questions were thrown to her as to why they have created access for blind students to be at the university, but they had not provided accessible learning materials and created conducive conditions for blind students to thrive as students in the university. So it was at this point that I led the blind students to enter into dialogue with the minister, requesting that, in fact, we needed some financial support to help us get access to reading materials and other learning materials. So she understood our cry, let me put it that way, and she went back to work on that. And then from 1989, they started to give some kind of allowances. And by that time, because initially it was the blind people that we fought for that kind of financial support, it was called reading allowance. So they started giving us reading allowance. And I'm happy to say that today, that initiative that I led has become a permanent support for all students with disability, and now it is called the disability bursary. So you can enjoy that disability bursary as well as any loan facility that extends to all students, irrespective of your status or your condition. So that was my first step to champion the disability cause, and my first achievement that I chalked as a contribution to improving conditions of persons with disability in Ghana.
We'll be right back. Success is a product of hard and wise work. Here's 60-second success with the Bishop. Stay tuned.
Welcome to 60-second success with the Bishop, where I give you success nuggets for a successful life. What you do daily is a prediction of what you become eventually. So to be successful, you must strive to do well in everything at every time. What you do once a while is never worth the while. So don't wait for too long to do something right. You must realize that what is not tested cannot be trusted. The best way to test something is to practice daily. Remember that if you will succeed eventually, it will be because you are succeeding in putting in the effort daily. If you decide to make each day fruitful, then your year will be fruitful. If you do things daily to make your day good, then you will be assured that your year will be good. Nothing just happens except it happens daily, no matter how small the measure is. It has taken 60 seconds for me to give you the success tip, but it will take more than 60 seconds for you to put it to work in your life. So start your journey to success now.
And I also welcome Bishop Dr. Charles to Kenya as well. Kindly extend H4P to Kenya. Your work is clearly seen, and your work is clearly seen, and your work is clearly seen. Thank you so much. May God bless you. May God bless H4P. Thank you.
I know at H4P we are proudly Ghanaian. Proudly
Yes.
Ghanaian.
Yes.
And I borrow from Kwame Nkrumah, our founder, when he says that the independence of Ghana is meaningless except it is connected, it's tied to the independence of other African nations. So we cannot stay only in Ghana as H4P, doing what we can do in Ghana, but we spread our tentacles to the rest of Africa and even outside Africa, because we believe that to build a disability community that has dignity, it has to go all over, right?
Definitely. So this is why we do this show, to bring dignity to disability, to bring hope to those who are hopeless. So all those who contribute to H4P through our mobile money system, thank you so much for helping us do this job. God richly bless you. If you are not yet part of those who help H4P through the mobile money system, I think it's time for you to decide to be a help to the Helping Hand TV show.
You can also support H4P in bringing dignity to disability. Give today via our MTN mobile money on +233 596 313 338. The name is H4P. You can also send your donations via bank transfer. Fidelity Bank Ghana Limited, Rich Towers Branch, Accra, Ghana. Account name is H4P Helping Hand Project Fund. The account number is 20900 308 70805. You can also visit our website h4porganization.org for more information. Thank you and God richly bless you. H4P, bringing dignity to disability. H4P, perfection is our passion.
Welcome back.
So after completing my university course, I joined the Ghana Association of the Blind. That was in 1995. Yes, and as a district leader of a branch of Ghana Association of the Blind. In other words, Ghana Association of the Blind had started creating district branches. And I chanced to be the first president of a district branch. Ghana Association of the Blind was formed in the year 1963 by some trainees of Mangoase Center, which was training blind people how to do handicrafts under the sponsorship of Ghana Society for the Blind. So these people also felt that people have been talking for them, but they can also speak to their own issues. So they decided that they should form an association that will advocate for blind people in the country. Hence the formation of Ghana Association of the Blind in 1963. But they were led by one Mr. Bequin and Mr. Eli Anson. So they were able to put in place the Ghana Association of the Blind, as I said, as far back as 1963. So when I joined it, the organization has grown nationwide, and it had regional branches all over. But in 1995, they started creating district branches. They were reducing their size to the districts. So Brim Central became the first district branch of Ghana Association of the Blind, and I happened to be the first president. And I did a lot of work at that local level. And people got to know how effective I was as a district president. So in the year 2000, I contested for National Vice President's position of Ghana Association of the Blind, and I was elected. So from 2001 to 2004, I was the National Vice President of Ghana Association of the Blind. Again, my hard work also excited our membership. So December 2004, I was elected as the substantive president of Ghana Association of the Blind. So my tenure started from 2005 to 2008. And it is also remarkable to note that when I took over the presidency of Ghana Association of the Blind, which was GAP, that at that time the leadership system of GFD was rotating. So it rotated from one organization to the other. So I took over the presidency of Ghana Association of the Blind. At the time, the leadership of GFD had come to the turn of Ghana Association of the Blind. So naturally, I became double president. So I was GAB president and I also GFD president. So I was combining the two roles. So at that time, I did a lot to contribute to the movements. In the first place, when I took over the leadership of GFD, I realized that at that time, GFD did not have regional branches. It did not have district branches. It operated only at the national level. In fact, when I asked, initially the previous my predecessors had the fear that if they allowed GFD to spread to the regions and districts, the GFD would overshadow the member organizations. So they realized that they should only centralize its activities in Accra. But I realized also that that was not very helpful to the governance of Ghana Federation. At that time, it was all Ghana Federation of the Disabled. So in the year 2007 at Borga, I led an amendment of the constitution that limited the governance of GFD to the center, to go beyond the center to the regions and districts. So I was able to lobby the delegates to understand my reasoning. And indeed, they saw the wisdom of what I was saying. So that year at our Congress in Borga, we voted to amend the constitution to decentralize GFD so that we could have regional GFD, district GFD. So that was one major realization of my dream to strengthen the organization of the federation. That is basically that. So indeed, we started building the regions, building the districts. So today, if we have regional branches, district branches. Then, thanks to the initiative I had at that time, and thanks to those who saw the wisdom in my proposition for decentralizing the organization. Then again, I took over GFD when we were at the struggle for disability enactment had already begun. So I took over the baton, and in fact, 2005, we did a lot to ensure that we were able to get a disability legislation. So I quite remember GFD, under my leadership then, engaged CDD and other partner organizations to add their weight to our call for a disability legislation. So fortunately, on the 23rd June of 2006, Parliament of Ghana promulgated the law. And in August, on the 9th of August, President Kufuor assented it to become the law of Ghana. So under my leadership, I was lucky to have taken the baton to the finishing line. Yes. So that is how we also got there. Again, in fact, my tenure had a lot of challenges, especially for GFD. So GFD was funded by ADD, that is Action on Disability and Development. So I took over when this donor partner was about to move from Ghana. So our major funder was to move from Ghana, and we did not have any hope of getting a funder. So what I did at that time was to engage our colleagues in Denmark, who were then sponsoring Ghana Association of the Blind and Ghana Society of the Physically Disabled. So we engaged them and stressed the need for them to actually extend their donor partnership with Ghana Federation of Disability Organizations at that time. So I must thank a good friend of mine in Denmark, John Helbron, who actually led the conversation with Disabled People's Organization in Denmark. And in fact, they came here, they invited us to Copenhagen in Denmark, and we talked much about the need to support GFD. So fortunately, they began to support us when ADD, our first donor partner, pulled out. So I also thank John Hebron. I thank others who actually helped the process to get a permanent, at that time, permanent support for GFD from the Disabled People's Organization of Denmark. You see, after the promulgation of the Act, I realized that there are so many laws in Ghana that are in the shelves gathering that people don't even know they exist. So one day I talked to myself that so now we have the law, and should we allow it to also suffer the fate of existing laws that exist, but people do not know about it? And I said, no. So what I decided to do was that I called my board members and told them that we should find a way of ensuring that people get to know there is a law protecting persons with disability, and if they violate it, the long hands of the law will catch them up. So we decided that there should be a national celebration of the passage of the law. So under my leadership, we instituted the National Disability Day. And we have been celebrating it since 2007, a year after the passage of the Act. So today, if you hear GFT having NDD as a major calendar activity, it was the dream that I had, supported by my board then, and supported by all the organizations that we have NDD today. So we decided that every year, 23rd June, we also organize the National Disability Day as a way of not only celebrating the passage, but to also afford us the opportunity to assess the impact on the law, on the lives of persons with disability. It will also be a way of gingering up organizations of persons with disability to ensure that the provisions of the Act are complied with. So every year, we pick one provision of the Act and do assessment. You see, under my leadership of GMT, we decided that we should have some advocacy mechanisms that will also help the cause of our advocacy work. So we decided that we should form parliamentary caucus and media caucus. So it was under my leadership and my direction that we instituted media caucus. And so we brought together some media people to form the caucus. Their work is to always investigate matters concerning, do a lot of reporting about disability activities and concerns. Yeah, and at the level of parliament, we wanted some parliamentarians who are friends of disability. Yeah, so that when matters of disability come up, they will raise them at parliament to take government on board on issues being neglected in regard of persons with disability. And I'm happy today we started the process, and it has moved from a committee of friends to actual caucus committee in Parliament. That has been inaugurated by the Speaker of Parliament. My chairmanship of the council, well, it's something I never fathomed that it will come my way. Because I was sleeping on my bed, thinking about myself and the movements that I was leading. And I had a call from the then Minister of Gender, Children and Social Protection, Honorable Otiko Jaba. And she told me that they have observed that I'm very strong in disability activism. I've made very critical impact in the sector. So they wanted somebody of my caliber to head the board. At that time, I was left with, I think, 6 months to finish my term as president of Ghana Federation of Disability Organizations. So initially, I did not agree. I didn't agree because I didn't want to move to the government circles. Otherwise, the fire in me to fight for persons with disability will not be so burning. But after consultations, then other disability activists advised me that I have just a short time to finish the term of GFT. And we wanted somebody who understands our issues to also be at the helm of affairs at the council. So I should accept it. So based upon counsel from our own people, I accepted to head the council. And I headed it from 2018.
We'll be right back.
Is the music segment on the Helping Hand TV show.
I am who I am because of you. If it had not been for you, tell me where would I be? I was lost and sinking deep in sin. Yeah. But you reached out your hands and rescued me. No one can do the things you do for me. Oh, no one else but you. I am who I am because of you. Yeah. If it had not been for you, tell me where would I be? I was lost and sinking deep in sin. Oh, but you reached out your hand and rescued me. No one can do the things you do for me. Oh, no one else but you. But none, yeah. But none, yeah. But no one else but you. But none, yeah. No job, but none, yeah. But no one else but you. Never thought that you could love someone like me. To give up your life for me, yeah. You even go on and call me your very own, yeah. So grateful for your love, your mercy and grace. No one can do the things you do for me, yeah. No one else but you. But none, yeah. But none, yeah. But no one else but you. But none, yeah. No job, but none, yeah. But no one else but you. Cha-cha makabani tamabo. But none, yeah. But none, yeah. Cha-cha makabani tamabo. But none, yeah. But none, yeah. Cha-cha makabani tamabo. But none, yeah. But none, yeah. Cha-cha makabani tamabo. But none, yeah. But none, yeah. Moko 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 bani tamabo. Moko 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 bani tamabo. Moko moko bani tamabo. But none, yeah. But none, yeah. Moko 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 Benitamabo, Moko, Benitamabo, Moko, Benitamabo, Bononie, Moko, Benitamabo, Moko, Benitamabo, Moko, Benitamabo, Bononie, no one else but you, no one else but you.
Welcome back.
Well, I know it's been insightful, but unfortunately, time has not been our friend for this episode. So this is where we'll draw the curtains, but I promise to bring you the continuation. So we'll draw the curtains here. Thank you so much to DV Unlimited Company Limited and FCC Fast Chapel, my proud sponsors. And thank you so much for tuning in to your favorite show on TV, the Helping Hand TV show. Special thanks also goes to all those who contribute to the Helping Hand TV show and the H4P Organization through the mobile money system. God richly bless you. It really goes a long way to help us and to encourage us in what we are doing. If you are not as yet part of those who contribute to H4P, well, prayerfully consider doing so that we can extend our reach to help many more people. Thank you so much. Well, I'm going to continue this episode, I promise, next week. Until then, remember, disability is not inability. Take good care of yourselves, and God richly bless you.
All my life you have been faithful. Yeah. All of my life you have been so good. With every prayer that I am able, oh, I will sing all the good.